Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.
Just a couple of crime watchers to get to. This is in California. Thank you, Tim Zederman of Silicon Valley, who's
Hello,
listening
Zeeds.
to the show on one of his computers there. Vacaville.
One of those boxes that thinks for you. They got out there, that valley made of silicone. Oh, it's very interesting, that place.
Well, this is appropriate, really, because we've talked about the box of sand scam.
Yes, the man sending German computers out.
Yeah.
When you get them, box of sand.
Box of sand. Well, in California, Vacaville police are warning residents about scams after a man was arrested on suspicion of trying to sell a widescreen television that turned out to be an old oven door. A woman called police reported a man tried to sell her a flat-screen TV in the parking lot of a discount store. The man had promised the deal of the century.
Oh, really?
But
What, here in a car park?
Yeah, of course. Where else? Police unwrapped two shrink-wrapped rectangular objects that appeared to be flat-screen TVs. Oven doors. They also found in his car 2 boxes purportedly containing laptop computers that instead contained 12-inch floor tiles. The discovery of a semi-trailer full of tiny packets of sultanas has ended the Californian flood of fake iPods scam. No, it hasn't. That last bit is nonsense. But watch out for that.
The oven door.
Your flat-screen TV could be an oven door. You'd be quite happy with those.
Would actually. I'd still watch. Still watch.
Who knows what might appear in the stove.
Oh, delicious.
What about the Prime Minister?
That roast chicken show's on again. So dramatic.
Food Channel. Mr. Howard, which clip? Oh, now, has Mr. Howard been entertaining members of the exclusive brethren? No, let's just wait for the phones to ring.
Yep, I know.
Have they called? Oh, no, the Scientology people are trying to get through.
Oh, both of them?
The exclusive brethren, of course. They frighten me.
What goes on there?
What are they into?
Well, Ruddy calls them a sect.
Ooh, sect from Ruddy.
They're corrupting families, according to Kevy.
Really?
Howard's met with them. There's suggestion there's been some donations. Don't know what that's about, but listen to what Mr. Howard said.
I do not deny for a moment I've met representatives of the exclusive brethren, and why not? They're Australian citizens.
Oh, that's all you need to be? Yeah. That's where the Dalai Lama went wrong.
That's his first problem.
Australia, as long as you're Australian, as long as you've got a passport.
Hey,
call up the PM, organise yourself a meeting. Don't have to donate 300 grand or nothing.
Is that right?
That's irrelevant.
That'd be nice. I'd love to have a meeting.
Yes, I've met with Bradley John Murdoch, Julian Knight and Ivan Milat, but they are Australian citizens. Keep that in mind.
Oh, Johnny's like at table tennis. I can find out.
John Howard,
Got a nothing backhand, I heard.
if you watch him on Order in the House, you get to see colours and shades of John Howard that you don't normally get to see. Anthony Albanese was talking about nuclear, as he calls them, nuclear reactors the other day.
Prime Minister, where will your 25 nuclear reactors go?
Order.
Why shouldn't the Australian people get a say in whether they go in their local communities or not?
Okay, so he said nuclear a few times. Lots of people say nuclear.
Yes.
Have listened to Howard's reaction.
Can I just assure the member for Granger, I am quite certain that the Australian people will have plenty of opportunity to express their views about nuclear power, Mr. Speaker. Nuclear power when...
Hey? You cannot play Foursquare with us at lunch.
You know, he's correcting Albanese.
He is.
Do you reckon he corrects George Bush when he meets him?
We do not want the Iranians to have a nuclear weapon, the capacity to make a nuclear weapon, or the knowledge as to how to make a nuclear weapon.
My guess is Howard just lets it slide.
I reckon. What about that last sentence?
What about nuclear? Why don't you try nuclear, Mr. Bush?
Well, okay.
My guess is he just says, yes, I'm into nuclear.
Oh, whatever. What kind of power
You're
you're
into nuclear.
So, man, sign me up.
Look, sports and literature. They combine themselves in a book you can get for 99 cents at many a Salvos. It's called The Gloves Are Off, Now for the Facts by Tim Zura.
Absolutely.
Let's have a reading.
My only brush with the law was during a 5-month English scholarship when I was a 19-year-old, and Martin Crowe and I had had too much to drink. Some of the more serious bar burps I've heard about me over the years have all stemmed from binges by drunks who don't even know what day it is. None of the following allegations about me are true. I was a known drug dealer with another member of the Australian team. I got caught, he got away with it. I got caught pinching from wallets when my teammates were fielding. I'm a wicket keeper. I was out there fielding too. I punched Australian coach Bob Simpson in the face in Sharjah. I never touched the man. The Pommies had threatened to cancel their tour if I was not replaced because I had repeatedly knocked on their hotel room doors in the middle of the night to disturb their sleep. I stayed in another hotel. How am I meant to get into theirs? I've heard many more, but they're all so far-fetched that I have a chuckle every time I hear them.
Oh, and thus spake Timmy Zura. It's good to see those things have been corrected.
Absolutely.
There have been too many Tim Zura misnomers getting out of control in the community.
Too many bar burps from 86 still making the rounds.
Round of applause. We've dragged Rob Sitch down to our level of trivia today.
Scarlet Pimpernel fact. Join the dots between Scarlet Pimpernel and Lord of the Rings. Ian McKellen.
Was he in?
Thank you.
Okay.
Well done.
Was he in the chonky new Scarlet Pimpernel?
Yeah.
With Richard E. Grant, that one.
No. Oh, was he in
no,
that?
it was
I'm thinking Anthony Andrews is the
Andrews, yeah.
cheapest and dodgiest, but funniest one.
Always good.
Lots of people saying Sinkmare.
I spent a year of my life with Tony walking around speaking as the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Sorry about that. It was work related.
And he goes, no, such a. And I do believe. Welcome.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to set up a live comedy night that was meant to be as though it was happening in like the 15th century.
Sorry. My apologies, Tony. I didn't know there was a good reason for it.
Yeah, I was going to hire that stagecoach you could get, and
All right.
everyone would rock up in that. It was. It was going to be called the Scarlet Pimpernel Goes Bananas. I can't explain. How do we
I feel embarrassed now, Tony. There was a reason to it all.
We're in a conversational cul-de-sac. I've got to get us out of here, please.
Wow.
Batman. Now, you were just talking off air. It is amazing to think that somebody could never have seen that series before.
I was actually asked in one of those what do I wear and what's in my handbag ones.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite? What did you watch when you were growing up? Your favourite one? And Batman was mine.
Yeah.
The jury came back in
Because it's
unanimous.
really, it's exciting when you're 8 and it's hilarious when you're 15.
It's amazing.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Today, Robin was getting attacked, and Batman ran over with a cardboard box and had to stuff it on someone's head. Obviously, the first take, it didn't work, so they ran over, and they had the box like predispositioned to crack over this guy's head. He runs over. There was a goon. Yeah, he gives him one. The goon stopped, looked at Batman. Batman looked at him. He just held the box, and then the goon jumped his head into the box for it.
Someone said to me recently, do they have the bat plane in the old... You were asking me
Yeah,
about
do they have the bat
Because
plane?
in the movies
In the movie.
and in the comics, he has a plane that flies out of a cave.
Yeah.
Right.
On the TV series, they couldn't afford that, so they had the Bat-copter that was just moored at... Gotham City estuary and not locked or anything. Like anyone can just wander down the jetty and get in.
and yes, that's right. We weren't allowed to watch TV Monday, Thursday. We were allowed on Friday, and they used to do it that they showed half an episode on
Yes.
Friday and
Yeah,
then on
that's-
Monday.
yeah.
But if we got not the resolution episode, but we got the setup episode,
Yes.
it always ended on the cliffhanger. What will Batman do? And I remember at a young age running into my mum, Mum, you have to let us watch on Monday. Batman's been tied up by the Riddler. And I don't know.
So you just ended up seeing first halves.
Yeah, first halves, and my mum would say,
And you
she goes,
know-
trust me, Rob, I think Batman's going to escape.
He's probably going to escape. But the voiceover guy, because it's such a great voiceover. isn't it?
Tyranny! And then
And Batman.
Same Bat Channel. You know who that was? His name was William Dozier, and he was the producer of the series. And he did the voiceovers for one reason, and that was because by doing the voiceovers, he could get an equity card, and they had a much better medical plan for actors than for producers. That's the only reason he did it.
Well, this morning they got away. The Penguin had him right where he wanted them, about to fall into a vat of what said acid on the side, just so we knew what
I
it
love
was.
to think about the moment when the Penguin's henchmen have to write acid on the side of that.
And when they have to put on the top saying henchman.
It was said goon this morning, Rob.
Goon, sorry.
So I was thinking, all right, Batman's in big trouble here. All of a sudden, he looks at Robin and goes, "Don't worry, Robin, I'll take care of this," and launches himself headlong into the vat of acid. And Robin goes, "Holy sulfuric, Batman, you'll be killed." Batman gets up, dusts himself off, and says down the barrel of the camera, "Luckily, Alfred insisted that I weaved anti-acid matter into my suit." Now, where were we?
What about the eye holes? What about the mouth bit?
I know.
What was the episode you were saying, Rich?
I was talking about one where they had budget cuts I think maybe it was the last season.
Yeah.
And so they wrote a script wherein all the power went out in Gotham City and they couldn't show the fight scene. So it was just a black screen with the cards coming up, pow, and the sound effects. So they couldn't actually show the fight. It was basically just radio.
This is like the day I got into an argument over what were the ranks of the German officers in Hogan's Heroes.
What were they?
There was Major Hochstetter and
Colonel Klink?
There was Sergeant Schultz, Colonel Klink, Major Hochstetter, and there was we were arguing over whether, and we went too long. It was being broadcast to, and then realised we're like when Homer Simpson is impressed by the power structure of the Three Stooges. Mo is their leader.
All right, we're doing it again. Hey, I want to ask you about something. Santo Chilaro was in recently, and he was recalling the days when you guys would go on tour. Comedy review style, and he said you went to Perth and performed in a strip club.
We did.
And he said there was a comedian whose act was just holding a tape recorder up to the microphone with a Kevin Bloody Wilson tape in
That's
it
right.
and just playing it to the audience. Brilliant.
But urging the audience, going, hey, how's that? Pretty funny. What happened was that we had the nighttime slot.
Yes.
And the stripping tended to finish by the afternoon. and the changeover to our show. Right. One of the perks was that we had free lunch.
Oh, wow.
We had to be in the strip show to get the free lunch. So we were getting the the chicken parmigiana, thanks. Da-na-na-na. Watch it, boys. He goes, and would you like a salad with that? I'll have the salad, thank you. And a bread roll, thank you. If you go, da-na-na, come on, boys, give her a cheer. And it's hard to eat as someone's stripping in front of you. No, and you can't point out to the rest of the patrons, it's because I'll get the free lunch and I'm we're 20. And the guy that was hosting it, that held the microphone up the tape recorder, he was urging if you weren't rowdy, he wanted it rowdy.
Right.
And then one guy was just a little, sort of just tired, having a beer and enjoying the show, and he goes, "What are you, mate? A homosexual poofter?"
That's right. That's become a new favourite insult.
The worst kind, yeah.
Station.
And so I'm trying to eat my parmigiana, and I've got to cheer at the same. It was very difficult.
Well,
cheer for the gear.
if you are having lunch at a strip club, you know what you meant to say. Put it on Cole Allen's account, please. Aren't we learning a lot about Cole Allen, the ex-editor of the Daily Telegraph?
Yes. No, what's the euphemism? He's a character, more than a character. He's a
larger than life, colourful personality, likes a few.
Colourful newspaper identity.
Never a dull day with Cole.
Knockabout.
He was the guy that dragged our esteemed opposition leader.
Yeah, that's right.
Scores, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He was. And there's a great thing because the Australian had an article recently about how it's amazing. You wouldn't believe it, but on the other side of the world, a newspaper called the New York Post wrote a pro-John Howard story, having a go at Barack Obama, not pointing out that that paper, the New York Post, is owned by Rupert Murdoch, just like the Australian, not pointing out that Cole Allen is Australian and used to be the editor of the Daily Telegraph, where he was incredibly pro-John Howard. And also, I've heard Cole Allen regularly had dinner with John Howard.
Caught the free game.
But it was amazing that just off his own bat, someone on the other side of the world.
Wow, we're getting noticed over there.
That's right. Thank God you're here. Channel 10. And I think the second series now in the shops on DVD. Is that right,
I
Rob?
believe it is. Yeah, the boxed set.
Wow.
But it's actually, it's 3 discs or something.
Three discs. And, it's going to have to bunch up on the couch a bit for the Late Show Presents Barjas in the Olden Days.
Yes.
Which features a lot of your work, but much of it in hidden form.
Yes.
Like, there's some Bruce McAvaney work, but you've got to hunt around on the menus to find it. It's stuff you don't even remember doing.
I was actually explaining to somebody on the cover of the Champagne edition of The Late Show, it's actually, some of the irony's been lost. I was explaining today, it was because Tom had pre-recorded the worst comedy sketch.
That's right.
In sketch comedy history.
That's true.
And to which I said, Tom, I watered it down and just said it was really bad. And Tom said, well, I've just got nothing to fill it with. I said, that's no reason to show it. And he said, well, it's all the reason I need. And so that's why I went and got a tuxedo and the champagne.
That's right. And you coined that phrase, champagne comedy, which comes from, who was the bloke who used to say champagne football all the time?
Oh, God, now I'm getting
Was that the captain
football.
and the major?
Yeah, well, what was that? What were their names? That's when we came up the the characters, Graham and the Colonel, we'd run out of ranks because they'd taken Captain, Major. We grabbed Colonel, and we can't be the General. We can't. And so I just said, I'll leave it at Graham. I said, the character's only going to last 2 weeks, and it's 20 years now. It's been haunting me. People say, what, Graham?
Graham, it was baffling. Hey, let's talk about memorabilia. Because listen to this, The Sopranos. It's finished now.
Yes.
I think 6 series starting soon.
Oh, yeah. I must admit, I've seen a sneak preview of the first couple of episodes.
Is it this Monday?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
2:30 in the morning?
I think so. Sexy new time.
Okay. All right. Well, it's finished, so they're auctioning off all the props on eBay. You know what people are bidding for the most? The dancing poles from the Bada Bing.
Really?
The actual poles that those women have wrapped themselves around for episode after episode. As the guy who runs Satin Dolls in New Jersey, where the Bada Bing scenes were shot, the poles have been featured in almost every episode. Just want you to know.
About that.
There they are.
So is someone going to get him? Is he going to flog him?
You could just sell any old pole, couldn't you? Just say that was...
Yeah, probably.
That's
Or that
been
bloke,
up.
bloke in the car park could just paint a stick.
Yeah.
Sell that.
Yeah, have this one. That's been up, somebody.
Hey,
Fantastic.
hey, come
Who would
on.
want that? You've got that in your lounge
Sorry.
room.
Yeah.
That was actually from
Yeah.
The Sopranos. I guess, okay, that's the appeal of a piece of memorabilia
Yep,
like
absolutely.
that.
But there's other things in that show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want the ice bucket that Tony Soprano has whacked over the barman's head when he's really annoyed in the Bada Bing? Or perhaps even the bowling ball bag? There's a
Or
significant
maybe
item.
just Ralphie's head. Why not?
nice.
Somebody has to
Yeah.
have it.
Why not?
I've seen photos of it on the internet.
Absolutely.
It's got it happening.
We're saying what piece of memorabilia, what thing that you've seen in a movie or a TV show would you like to have at your place? Would you bid for? I know one of our most popular films on this show is Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah.
And did you see Bill Murray overnight was picked up for suspected drink driving in Sweden, getting around a little golf cart?
Brilliant, that's close.
Over the limit.
Thanks very much.
Round of applause for Bill Murray. But maybe that golf cart's something you might like.
Well, Tone, you've brought up Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you have, because the memorabilia I would like would be some of Rodney Dangerfield's amazingly fluorescent golf outfits.
Wouldn't it be great?
I mean, no one matches plaid and paisley like Dangerfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, but I've got another idea, Tone.
Yeah.
We were talking about this in the office because Richard and I were trying to work out what the song is. That one night, all night.
Yeah, they used it in the Simpsons
every
episode
night.
as well.
Yeah,
right, right.
When Dangerfield breaks out in a party.
Isn't there a bit of...
Well,
is, there a
there's-
fair bit of is it Kenny Loggins in that film?
Well, Kenny Loggins has the I'm all right.
And bad and yeah, right.
And then when he's in the country club, he dances to Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire.
He does.
When he gets all the wealthy dowagers to party.
If only he can.
But my idea for this phone topic, Tone, which was shouted down in the office,
Yeah.
is a new one called Where'd He Get Hit, where we play... Do you have the clip, Rich?
Yeah, I got that right here.
All right, play the clip.
Fine shot. Oh! I should have yelled two.
Right.
Gee, I wonder where he got hit. That's not going to be a very long segment.
But that's one for the listeners to think about. Someone gets cranked, you know where in a movie.
Yeah.
Send it in.
So the fluorescent
Like-
clothes that Rodney Dangerfield... Because have you been to that clothes store
Thanks
called...
very much, Rich, for getting us back onto the topic.
I like that.
Or the golf bag that's got
The radio in it.
yeah, that always plays that one night, all night song.
Yeah.
Now, are
Gets
there
a party started.
any props or items of memorabilia that aren't in Caddyshack that you might like in your house? Something else from another film. You know,
Some of the girls that have gone wild. That'd be nice.
it's not a movie. Girls Gone Wild isn't a
It's got a
movie.
beginning, middle, and end. Beginning, she's fine. Middle, gone wild. Afterwards, boing.
It's a 3-act structure.
Yeah, it's classic.
All right, I don't know. Maybe you want the oxygen mask from Blue Velvet.
Oh, really?
Maybe
thanks.
not.
Lovely image.
What do you want?
Tarantino Town. John Travolta's car in Pulp Fiction. Love that car.
Oh, yeah.
Great car, even though he smashes it into the house.
Yeah.
Or this is very obscure, but in Jackie Brown,
Yeah.
there's there's a very short 2-second shot of some ice cube trays.
Yeah.
And they're those cool ice cube trays with the handle that you pull back.
Oh, yes.
And it shatters the ice for you. So every ice cube is unique.
You get them in the shops.
Well-
but you want the actual one from Jackie Brown. There's also a very brief 2-second lovemaking scene
just
in that
gonna
film.
say.
That's a great moment.
I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind Bridget Fonda's toe ring somewhere near my drinking glass.
Oh, wow.
Like in the film.
Aren't we learning a lot?
Yeah, learning a lot.
Props from movie. I mean, it could be anything, really.
No.
I don't know. Maybe Steven Seagal's hair from Under Siege 2. That be available?
Amazing.
Is that on his website along
Baffling.
with, what's that soft drink he's selling?
Kick in the face.
He's got his own health drink, energy drink that
Yeah,
you can only buy at his website. It's called Kick in the Face, is
I
it?
think so. Something along those lines.
What do you want, listeners, that you've seen on the telly, that you've seen on the movies? I searched long and hard at Channel 9 before I was sacked to find the actual Angry Anderson soapbox from the old midday show.
Not bad.
That Andy would climb onto
Yeah.
and Angry would get onto, not Andy Anderson from the
it's
Bob
weird,
Morrison
yeah.
show. He had no soapbox.
Do you have it? Do you have the box?
No, I looked at it, I couldn't find it.
Because you could stand up on there and give us some great opinion. You're immediately right once you stand up on it.
And it's got Angry written on the side, so people know.
I've got the applause sign from Wheel of Fortune.
Have you? Have you?
Yeah, that was given to me. Well, there was two. I got one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't say applause. It says applaud. So it's encouraging you to do something rather than saying what should happen.
Yeah.
We used to have one on the Late Show that just flashed mystified silence.
Yeah, I like that one.
That got to run every week, that one.
Hello, Scott.
I'm after the steel boomerang from Mad Max.
Yeah, it's the one the kid throws.
From the second one, I think. Chucks it, lops off the top of someone's head.
Comes straight back to him.
Sadly, not Mike Preston's, but
Now,
Good for nosy neighbours. You can just take a couple of ways off the noggin.
lovely.
all right.
That'll learn him. Wow. Good on you, Scott. How's your boomerang throwing, Scott?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to get and have a go at the neighbours first.
Absolutely
Find out.
right.
Have you actually ever had a crack at a boomerang?
It's impossible.
Really?
It's impossible.
We have the boiling mud pools in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Nobody actually goes to them. No one's ever seen them. They're just for the tourists. You guys have the boomerang.
Yeah.
Does it actually work?
I'm sure it does.
The plastic ones we got with the Weet-Bix in New Zealand never worked. They never came back.
You were throwing Weet-Bix, Tone. Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm after the backpacks from Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Excellent idea.
I mean, where would you wear them, though? Or just you want it sort of in the lounge room?
Just around the house.
Yeah, okay. What did they do? It was kind of a backpack with a soldering iron, wasn't it?
That was the idea, yeah.
And
Make
you
'em
know how
hard.
to cross the streams.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You couldn't cross the streams.
Yeah. Makes for a lot of fun in urinals in boys' toilets when you're in primary school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my apprentice won Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, well, leave it with us, man. Leave it with us.
Oh, if you can do that, I'll have one too.
Okay.
What's he an apprentice of? What are you doing there?
Upholstery.
What kind of stuff?
Antiques and general household furniture.
How do you rate David Dickinson on Bargain Hunt?
Not real good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
How orange are you?
Orange.
Yeah, he's very orange. Apparently that's the key to antique valuing, being
Yeah.
very orange.
I'll have to go get coloured then.
All right, best of luck with that.
If you could, and we'll send Miss Johansson round
As soon as she gets back to me.
within the hour.
All right, then. Hello, Macca. How are you?
Oh, mate, look, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but I would like the water tank, the fountain, the drink that the actual chief out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest threw out the window.
No.
I want that in my lounge room.
It's very difficult to carry.
It's big.
And have you got trouble at home, can I ask?
No.
But when there is trouble, you could just piff that through the lounge room window and do a runner.
I could piff a lot of things through the bloody window, but I don't think I could pick up that marble thing.
Well, it's worth a try.
But I'll tell you what, I live in a residential area, so there's no, I can't run through the fields like, woohoo!
Oh, yeah, you just have to sit at home and wait for someone to drive through the front of your house, going by the news.
But what a great show, fellas, and you guys are absolutely sensational. I love listening to you people.
Very kind
That's
of you,
very
mate.
kind of you, especially considering we're not offering prizes today, sir.
Come on, Marsden, come on.
Go on, Marsden. Yeah, take it off, Marsden.
What do you? What am I meant to do at that point?
Give him something.
Yeah, we'll send him
Give me the
round.
bar jar.
He's
Yeah.
coming round to your place dressed as Scarlett Johansson again.
Thanks, you, Macca.
Good on you,
Nice
Macca.
talking to you.
Take it easy, fellas. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Who else has got something they want?
Michael, how are you?
I'm after Tony Martin's shorts from last night. Thank God you're here.
Wow.
Oh, dear, oh dear. They were doing most of the work.
Get in line, Michael.
I've tried everything getting my legs looking that thin, but
There was a terrible
Yeah, what? What was
situation of upshorting for the people in the front row as well, Michael, I can assure you.
it? And
free balling it, was he?
Oh, yeah. That's his go.
Nah. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who's been calling in to say we noticed that Tony and Ed aren't in any scenes together
Yeah,
anymore.
Tony, do you think that's got anything to do with the fact that as soon as you see me, it's Nickelback jokes for the first 4 minutes? And you won't listen to a word I say?
We've been separated.
Yeah, we have.
I think I got another Carl Stefanovic in there. It's just for the Get This listeners. Got to do something for them.
All right.
Josh Pyke is coming to your town, assuming you're living in Newcastle or Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane, on the Monkey with a Drum tour. It's happening in late October, early November. He's with us on the show today. And Ed, you're saying, when did you first hear one of Josh's songs?
Well, when I was driving one of the Triple M Black Thunders,
Wow.
I was cruising around handing out the icy cold cans of Thorpe's water. And I was out, and your song, Middle of the Hill, came on. And I was like, this is a great song. Didn't realise it was you. And I was pumping it up, dancing around, and my boss was from the station, called me up, and I was singing along. He said, what's that? I said, oh, it's Triple M, of course it is. He goes, no, it's not. We're playing REO Speedwagon. What have you got on in the car? I said, sorry, I'm sorry. But then I saw you. That year you played the Big Day Out.
Yeah, that was kind of the year that it all kicked off for me.
It's fantastic. And I went and had a look at you, and you were playing like a pit kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a stage, I can't remember what they're called, but it's usually where they have the lily pad at the Big Day Out. So
Oh, yes.
where all the
Crazy.
kind of like freak shows are, but then this year they made it for like local Sydney artists, which I guess is pretty kind of the same thing.
Fair enough. And you were there, and I rocked up because I was like, I want to see local boy made good.
Yeah.
I was trying to impress girls that I knew,
Yeah.
hoping you'd wave for me. And I walked in there, and I thought, all right, let's check his demographic. So you had a few of the kind of the hot babes happening,
Sure.
sort of alternative babes, lots of dark hair, excellent work, and then a gentleman up the back, just in the reddest pair of speedos you've ever seen in your life.
I remember that guy, yeah. He was a big fan as well. He was yelling out, Pyke! Pyke!
Yeah, that's right. So it looked like he was your best mate.
He was my mate, yeah.
And
Actually, I've got his dates here. He'll be also playing Newcastle.
but he was the way he was standing too, because he wasn't standing in a kind. He was proud.
He was very proud.
He was reclining on a kind of like a banister, I guess you call it. Speedos out, like that was the furthest point east of his body, if you will. And it was just sort of looking at people, and half the crowd was watching you, and the other half was just staring at this man, slowly jiggling it.
That guy's actually my alter ego.
Oh, really?
It's like a Chris Gaines sort of.
Yeah, every time I'm playing a show, he's off somewhere in the crowd just doing his thing.
Oh, man.
Lovely.
Hey, the thing that he did.
You mentioned REO Speedwagon, and we love a bit of 80s power ballad work on this show. We opened with Asia's Heat of the Moment today. I hadn't heard that for years. And it's a bit more stop-start than I remember. And you were saying that, Josh. They don't sort of survive in your head the way they actually are, those songs.
I think your brain, adapts these old songs with what your sensibilities are as you sort of mature. So when I think about songs like Foreigners, More Than a Feeling and stuff, I think of it with a kind of contemporary sound.
Yeah, right.
A lot less reverb and stuff like that, and maybe some kind of crunchy snare drum sounds. But when you actually listen to it, it's just full on 80s, but that very that light rock, LITE rock,
That's the way
But your brain kind of adapts it somehow. I don't know how it works.
It's like Styx, Mr. Roboto. It's just not as modern and futuristic as I remember it. Hey, we had someone call up the song from Caddyshack we were trying to think of was Any Way You Want It by Journey.
No. Are you sure about that?
Oh, really?
I don't know. I wanted, that's the way. No, I don't think that's it.
Okay, let's have a row about what was in Caddyshack. We tackle the big issues.
I'm not sure that was it. However, an excellent 80s power ballad is The Glory of Love.
Oh, yeah.
From your Karate Kid 2, is it? I think.
It is Karate Kid 2, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And that's got me banned from a karaoke bar, apparently for not taking the song seriously.
It's a really romantic song though. I remember as a kid watching that movie and that song, and then how when you'd go into like kung fu or superhero movies as a kid, you'd come out kind of and you'd feel like you could do those things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You took on the power of the film and the character. And I remember fantasies from many years after that, like thinking of saving damsels in distress and having that song over it, and just like me running in slow motion and saving people.
We'll burn you a disc of that. You just have it in the car.
Finally.
When you're driving around. Hey, I remember, did you do Rage, do the guest programming?
I did. Yeah.
What sort of clips did you ask for?
Well, I'm a kind of 90s grunge and post-grunge kind of kid, so there was a lot. It was basically a lot of Alice in Chains, early Faith No More, a band called Paw, P-A-W, had a song called Jessie, which was a fantastic song.
Come play with me, is that?
No, it was Jessie, You're a Good Dog. Yeah.
Dog,
oh, yeah, it is that, yeah.
I had Jessie's Girl in my head.
Yeah, so did I, actually.
Another great track. But yeah, so I was trying to sort of do it as like my musical journey through that kind of metal and grunge into sort of the indie stuff like Dinosaur Jr. and Pavement and that, and then into singer-songwriter stuff like Elliott Smith and going back to Nick Drake. And
what a dream come true though to program Rage.
Honestly, it is like for any artist, it is the like the pinnacle.
And at any point, did you choose them just for the clip? Because I imagine that would be the tough decision, whether to choose it for the song or for the visual experience.
Yeah, well, actually, there were some songs that I knew and I liked, but I didn't like them as much as other songs by particular bands. But I'd never seen the clip, so
Oh, right, okay.
I wanted to check out. It was kind of like for my own enjoyment as well.
So I don't know what the most chosen song is by artists going on Rage, but one that comes up almost every time is The Majesty of Rock by Spinal Tap. Every band seems to want to hear The Majesty of Rock, the pageantry of roll coming at them.
Why not?
That song.
Every time they
it's
go
such a
on.
relevant film still for all musicians. Like the deeper you get into it, the more you realize how much truth there is to it.
That's it. I mean, I know you hear this, it's like a cliche now, but it's amazing how many bands will come in and you'll go, do you like Spinal Tap? And they don't like it. They go, no, it's just a little bit too...
It's too close to home.
It's
a documentary. It's a true story.
Well, look out for some Stonehenge work at Josh's next gig.
Hey, Josh, Pyke is sitting in with us for this hour, just telling us he's into the poker. You like the WPT on the Foxtel?
I love it. I like poker because it's kind of like, it's probably for the same reason that I like zombie films. Is they always say play the man, don't play the cards.
Yeah.
And it's all about this psychological warfare that's going on, and everyone's like sort of inherent personality comes out. Are you do you fold? Do you raise pre-flop and all that kind
you
of
can
stuff?
tell when people are lying thanks to the WPT cam.
Absolutely
that's
right. And do you go sunnies or any kind of like costumery?
Sometimes we actually play a lot of poker on the road, but particularly when we're touring the UK. We tour in these vans called splitter vans, which are always like, they have a table in between, 2 rows of seats, so you can kind of sit there for 4 hours and just play poker while somebody drives you. And so we got to mix it up sometimes, keep it interesting.
Do you bust out the catchphrases? Do you say, I'm laying down the twigs and branches? He's on the morphine drip. He's flopped the nuts. Do you get all those terms
Yeah, we
out?
do. Yeah, we do. We do a lot of that. I actually sort of undertake the commentating role a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what's Jason doing here? He's raised pre-flop. It's an odd move when he's got nothing.
And
Just trying to psych him out, and they're like, shut up.
And then do you toast the winners with Michelob and Babak? Most unpronounceable, mystifying beer you've ever heard of.
Right.
Are they a major sponsor or something like that?
I don't know,
They
but
must be.
It's just before he says, may all your pots be monsters. They toast the winner with Michelob and Babak. So you can't even say it. It hurts your face to say it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about songs. But now, look, I don't know what's going on with Caddyshack.
No.
We said it was Journey. People are calling up going, no, it's Boston, More Than a Feeling.
It's not more than a feeling.
It's not more than a feeling.
Well, take that up with Merv the truck driver, please. It was, of course, Kenny Loggins singing I'm All Right at the beginning there. We know
We're
that.
across Kenny's work.
We're talking about songs that you like to sing along to when no one else is around, when you don't have to think, how's this coming across? Am I still cool? I don't mind singing, whoa, we're halfway there, that kind of stuff. Now, do you have any songs like that, Josh?
I do. Actually, interestingly enough, More Than a Feeling is pretty much my song. Like, I remember when I was I was probably 14. I was doing my homework, and I used to tape record. I just used to scan through the radio and tape songs that I would hear. And I had this killer mixtape which included More Than a Feeling.
Wow!
And it was just the fact that he just keeps on getting higher and higher and higher.
That's right.
And you think this has to stop. This has to stop. And then the next is like, when he goes, I say my Marianne walking away, hey, hey. And then it's like, yeah, that's pretty high. And then he goes, hey, yeah. And then the guitar solo kicks in, and he starts singing along with the guitar solo as well. So I love just trying to get as high as that guy.
Wow,
it's difficult.
Wow, Ed, can you top that one?
Yeah, well, my big one at the moment is that Fergie song. The Big Girls Don't Cry.
Oh yeah, it's a hit.
It's so moody, and she's just there in her tartan shirt and some gingham.
Oh, is that the one where she's jamming with her band?
Yeah. Like they go
so legit.
It's just like footage that they got. She didn't even know they were there.
I mean, as a musician who jams and rehearses, I can tell you that's real.
Really?
It's a documentary as much as Spinal Tap is.
Do you change costumes 3 times when you're playing a song, just like Fergie does?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
Are you always sort of giving lingering looks to your sort of girlish bass player?
It's more the drummer.
Oh man, what a bombshell! Yeah, that's my big one at the moment, and it's guilty. I'll wait until it's on the Foxtel. Hopefully, the dudes in my dude ranch will have gone out, and I'll crank it up.
Yeah.
And I'll saunter, Tony. I will saunter to that one.
But see, that's coming on all the time. You can wait till it comes on. I like to keep songs alive that you don't hear anymore.
Prince's Cream.
The theme from All Together Now with John English, for example. It's not on the TV anymore.
Shout it out loud, and we're all together now.
That's it. One of the crowd. Shout it out loud. Yesterday's just a memory. Or might have been, because rock and roll never forgets, forgives, or regrets.
So true, Tone.
Because we're all together now.
So true.
I mean, yesterday, was your hair so long? An old love song, a photograph of you singing the blues. Nothing comes easy yet. Trying to get it all together now. I mean, if nobody keeps those lyrics alive, how are we going to remember them?
So true.
It's not on tape. It's not on CD. The show's not on anymore.
It's like Charles in Charge.
It's an oral history.
It's
Charles in Charge. That's a beauty. How's that go?
Of my days and my nights.
Church of our days and our nights.
I always thought that was a bit creepy, that bit. The night. Yeah.
Charles watching you sleep.
Just watching you
I
sleep.
think you can go home now, Charles. Daytime stuff, fine.
But it's just how much they felt it, you know?
Yeah, that's
they were
right.
desperate to have Charles in charge of their days and their nights.
And their wrongs and their rights.
And their it was going to tear them apart for Charles to leave. No one feels it like that anymore.
Which one's got you in its grip and won't let go, Mr. Mars?
For some reason, all my life, I've always dug on massively Patrick Hernandez, Born to Be Alive.
Oh, yes.
And it was something about the first, because I think it's like instrumental for the first 65 seconds.
Yeah, so you can throw your own stuff in.
Oh, it's brilliant. And then, you're bringing in all kinds of instruments. You're having fun. You've got key changes coming through that song. It's great fun to dance around the house to. Robbie Williams as well, I've got a soft spot
Which
for.
one?
Just the greatest hits package. Sexed Up, Better Man, Angels.
Yeah, Angels.
He's always going on about Robbie Williams' package.
Sorry.
Never stops.
And some early 90s one-hit wonders, such as Tripping Daisy, I Got a Girl.
Oh,
How does that go?
You don't hear that anymore.
Is that the one? I got a girl.
Yeah.
That was an awesome song.
there you go.
Yes.
See, they're bringing them out.
Those kinds of things.
Hello, Dale.
Well, look, it's not that I like to, but I just find myself, thanks to one Richard Marsland, just popping away to the Venga bus, just non-stop.
You do love the Venga bus. Dale, could you give us a rendition?
The Venga bus is coming. That's about all I know.
Yeah, that's
the most
if
annoying
you
thing.
listen to the lyrics that Richard's singing, that's as much as he knows because he combines two different songs.
The finger bus is coming and everybody's running from north to Ibiza in the Mediterranean sun.
Yeah.
I think that successfully put it in my head for the rest of the day.
There you go,
That's right.
Dale.
And I just saw Josh Pyke cross off the name of whoever's supporting him on his mucky with a drum tour, and he's just written Marsland with a question mark. What does that mean?
Wow.
Okay, you're touring. Now, when you tour around, how many people are you supporting there, you know?
I've got a touring band, so there's three of those guys, and then we have a tour manager and a sound guy and a lighting guy and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I guess I get, maybe a maximum of 10 on the road.
Because we met at university.
Yeah, we did.
Back in the day.
We go way back.
At Sydney University. And at the time, you were the part of the entourage for other bands.
I was working as a production hand at Manning Bar, which is the venue. So I was essentially a glorified roadie. I was just carrying other people's equipment around.
You didn't do any of that work for Ed Cavalier, did you?
Nah.
Well, you did sound for me once, I think.
Did I? Yeah,
right. Sound and Lights one day.
Yeah,
I used to host
for Theatre Sports.
I used to host the Theatre Sports of a lunchtime.
Yes.
And Josh was Sound and Lights guy once or twice.
How did I do?
Brilliantly. When a man did some stuff with a donkey, you had the right orange wash, and I like that. Thank you. Well, an imaginary donkey.
Yeah, it's kind of the first thing that they teach you is donkey orange.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's day one. But I used to see you literally lugging.
Yeah, it was
lugging
hard. Like
speakers for.
Man, I mean, I've had a lot of crappy jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually one of the better ones. But yeah, I've done kind of everything: truck driving, builders labouring.
You've done builders labouring.
Yeah.
How long did you last?
A few months, I guess, like on and off. I was lugging stuff. Did you do it as well?
Yeah, I lasted a day. I got there and someone handed me a shovel, and I said, "Now, what would I do with this?" I said,
yeah, the first day that I turned up for builders labouring, they wanted me to move a ton of sand from a truck to a pile. Like,
that's what I
yeah,
got.
right.
The sand moving guy.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, I had to move a ton of debris back into the truck. And I was just like, oh man, this is like my valuable hands. What am I doing here?
Wow.
Yeah,
You guys,
surely this is the wind's job to move sand around.
you guys are so tough.
Oh, we
Yeah, I guess we've been around.
See, I started at the other end of the pool, typography, chopping up tiny 12-point letters with a razor blade and then waxing them onto a commercial for the newspapers. And, you're talking about moving things with a shovel. I remember crawling around on my hands and knees on the floor looking for a single full stop, which had fallen off an ad and had to be in the paper in half an hour.
How'd you go?
I couldn't find it.
Brilliant.
Had to bring it. Oh, I tell you what I did. I got a felt pen and just drew it in like dot like
Did
that.
that kind of lead you to think that maybe from now on you could just write the ads out with shots of pen?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right.
Forget your lecture set. I'll just do them all by hand. See? So forget your muscly moving stuff with a shovel. That's where the guys hang out.
The tough guys.
The typo counter.
Yesterday we had a lot of discussion about Caddyshack. And what was the name of the song when Rodney Dangerfield starts a party on the 18th green, much to the chagrin of the wealthy dowagers, I must tell you, by just turning a knob on his golf bag.
And a radio bursts to life.
Yeah, and that song, a very happy party song, starts playing.
Yeah, what is that song?
That song is Journey's Any Way You Want It.
No, that's what we said originally.
Well, that's what we said it. Then I said that, you said that, Richard didn't. Let's hear a little bit of Journey's work.
Sorry, listeners, Tony Martin here. We can't afford any of that song. It's that one that goes, any way you want. Oh, sorry, I'm not even supposed to be singing it. Back to the show.
Okay, good. That's enough of that.
All right.
We said it was Journey. Richard was going on about Boston and some band called Chicago, weren't you, Rich?
Was I?
Yes, you didn't. You said it wasn't Journey, didn't you, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, Richard. Yeah. Really? Well, what? Hang on, if I muck this up.
Sounds like you have.
Sounds like I have. Wait, stop. Go back. I've got a clip from yesterday's show, Richard.
Really?
Have a listen to what you said that song was. I'm Richard, and that Journey song is so not in Caddyshack. I like Fergie.
Okay. Well, it's damning footage. And Exhibit A.
So there you have it.
No, I feel very red-faced. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you must.
Is that file closed now?
I think so.
Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.